What up, world? Um, October movie talk, man. Um, David Fincher. I know last month when I did my Denzel Washington movie talk, I told y'all I hadn't decided on who I wanted to talk about in October. Well, the next week after I saw The Equalizer, Gone Girl came out, and I remembered I hadn't done a director since Martin Scorsese at the beginning of the year. So, man, who better to talk about? Because Fincher is a really dope director. Um, and no new Tarantino this year. Christopher Nolan is next month. He's dropping a movie. I'm not saying I'm gonna talk about Nolan next month. Between Ben Affleck, between Robert Downey Jr., between Brad Pitt, Keanu Reeves, and Jake Gyllenhaal, I really couldn't choose which of those actors I wanted to talk about. So my cop out was to talk about a director. Um, I Fincher technically, if you want to go by credits, has 10 movies, but and I was at first going to talk about 10 movies, but since he doesn't claim Alien 3 as his own movie, I figured I won't talk about Alien 3. So 9 through 1. Before I start, man, like all these movies are good. Like all these movies, according to my rating scale, would either be dope or dope as fuck. In the same vein as Nolan, Tarantino, David Fincher has not made a bad movie. At number 9, I got The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Um, it stars Brad Pitt, Kate Blanchett, Taraji P Henson. And when Brad Pitt's character Benjamin Button is born, he's an old man, and when he dies, he's a baby. That's interesting enough in itself. And there's like a side story from what I remember about a dude who gets struck by lightning like 7 times. Like it's a story within the movie. Um, and like in the middle of his life, of course, he's Brad Pitt. Taraji P Henson is like his caretaker. Um, and it just follows him along his life. And I saw it in the theater. I believe it came out Christmas '08, and I went with two of my friends. They didn't like it. I liked it. Um, and it's David Fincher's first PG-13 movie, and in my opinion, as far as the other types of movies he's done, this is the one that is the least Fincher esque. You know what I'm saying? Like this, it's a different, damn near a different, completely different genre for him to an extent. Um, because there's no crime, there's no like dirty feeling. Um, but it's still it's a really good movie, and I mean shit, I own the motherfucker. You know what I mean? I'm not going. I know when I do my updates, yeah, I got a lot of movies that y'all don't like, but everything you see behind me, man, I don't own a movie that I don't like. At number 8, I got Panic Room, and I watched Panic Room yesterday, the day before I did this video for the first time. Jodie Foster, Kristen Stewart, real young, ugly Kristen Stewart, uh, divorced, sick child, moving into a crib. The home has a panic room, of course. That's why we have the movie. You got Forrest Whitaker, you got Jared Leto, and you got Dwight Yoakam, who invade the house, and they're looking for something, and they didn't think that anybody had moved into the crib yet. It goes on from there. Um, it's crazy because like I was reading I was reading like details about David Fincher and his other movies, and Jodie Foster was supposed to be Sean Penn's character in the game. She sued the production company, and then they ended up working together anyway, so that was cool. Out of all the David Fincher movies I've watched, the friend or realtor or whoever that lady is at the very beginning is the most annoying character I've ever seen in a David Fincher movie. Other than her, I liked it. Um, like the home invaders like weren't even really criminals. Jared Leto with his cornrows realized he was in over his head, and I guess people had a problem with the ending. The ending is what it is, in my opinion. Like I saw it coming because you could tell you could tell that the person who affected the ending didn't really want to go through with every single thing that was happening. I guess Nicole Kidman was originally supposed to be the Jodie Foster character, and she ends up doing a voice cameo, and I forgot about it when I was watching it, and then I didn't realize it was her. But yeah, good movie. Like when it comes on Blu-ray, like if this video can get out to whoever puts movies on Blu-ray, along with the Blu-ray release of Gone Girl, should be the Blu-ray release of Panic Room. I still need to buy the Criterion edition of the game. Um, and then if Panic Room would come on Blu-ray, I would own all David Fincher movies, including Alien 3. At number 7, I got the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, clearly the American remake. Man, this is a dark ass, leave your ass feeling nasty and dirty, leaving the theater movie. Um, you got Daniel Craig, and then you got Rooney Mara, and I mean she's like an investigator, and then Daniel Craig is going through his own thing, and they both end up in a situation where they're looking into a family like on an island or something. I think Christopher Plummer is the one that brought him out there. Um, what's the dude's name? Skarsgård from Thor is in it, and there's a scene where there's forcible activity going on that, like, to an extent, I can't believe they showed it, but when they showed the revenge side of it, that was crazy. Um, like Rooney Mara, like got real into character, like legit piercings, lips, nipples, and she probably still has them because I hope that David Fincher, Daniel Craig, Rooney Mara can come back and do the other two books because I never saw the originals with what Numi Rapace or whatever her name is and Michael Nyqvist. I'm shitty with foreign pronunciation. But y'all know who I'm talking about. Like, I really liked what Fincher did. Like I said, it was a dark movie, a gloomy movie, a depressing movie, and but it was a really good movie though. Um, as far as acting, as far as all of that shit. At number 6, I got The Game, um, starring Michael Douglas and Sean Penn, and this is another movie I watched it last weekend for the very first time. The Game and Panic Room were the only two Fincher movies I hadn't seen, and in order to do this video, I wanted to watch them. Um, but you got Michael Douglas character, rich dude, dickhead, and then it's his birthday, and his brother who is like the family fuck up played by Sean Penn. Sean Penn is in the movie for like 5 minutes, but he's memorable. But he gives Michael Douglas this card, this invitation to this business that hosts the game or whatever for his birthday, and his whole life just gets flipped on his fucking ear, and he's completely out of control of everything, and he's paranoid and Left for Dead, and this is another movie that I think I've heard that critics had problems with the end of it, but the end was one of the craziest parts to me. And like as far as Michael Douglas movies go, like I really loved his performance, and like I said, like this movie was just crazy as fuck because you didn't know who you could trust. He didn't know who he could trust, and you thought that you was like right in the shit with him, and like at every turn, just some more crazy shit was going down. At at number 5, I got The Social Network. Um, what kids probably call the Facebook movie. David Fincher, man. Jesse Eisenberg played Mark Zuckerberg. Andrew Garfield played what was his name? Um, he played the co-creator of Facebook, and then Justin Timberlake played the Napster guy. Armie Hammer played like the Winklevoss twins, and I think this was the first movie that Trent Reznor did the score. He did the score for The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and he did the score for Gone Girl. And just what he does fits David Fincher movies so perfect. Everybody has fucked with Facebook at least once. Been on somebody else's profile. Um, yeah, spying, stalking ass bitches. Like everybody knows what Facebook is. How it came to be. The legal battle behind the scenes with it. Um, and this was David Fincher only other PG-13 movie, and it didn't matter. Like the rating doesn't matter because David Fincher is gonna perfect his movies as much as he possibly can, have control over this shit, and like it was a good movie. It was another good movie. Just the acting, man. Brenda Song was in this. Rashida Jones was in this. Um, and just like David Fincher, man, when you watching a David Fincher movie, if you a hardcore movie head, you know that you watching a David Fincher movie just because of the shots and and the framing and the pacing and the story. Like no David Fincher movie has a weak ass story. At number 4, I got Zodiac, and Zodiac came out, I want to say, in 2007, based on a true story, based on the Zodiac killer from what, like the 60s or 70s in the Bay Area. I want to say San Francisco. Jake Gyllenhaal, Mark Ruffalo, Robert Downey Jr. And they all get caught up in this, man. Jake Gyllenhaal is a newspaper reporter. I think Mark Ruffalo is a cop, and Robert Downey Jr. works for the paper too, I believe. But they all get so invested in this shit that it just drives them all crazy. And what's even crazier about the movie overall is that the shit really happened, and the dude's still never been caught. But if the movie, if the I have to believe that the movie is as accurate as possible. The dude who's basically accused of being Zodiac in the movie is who I think is Zodiac. And that actor killed it. He was creepy. I heard there was a part where David Fincher made Robert Downey Jr. basically like lay in the back of a car, like for 50 takes until it was perfect. The clothes for the time, the locations that the crimes happened, all of this shit was real. Like all of this shit, David Fincher made as authentic as he possibly could, and that's why Zodiac might be his most underrated movie. Um, like every movie I've already talked about is good, and a couple are under the radar, but I don't think any of his movies are more under the radar than Zodiac. Everybody credits Iron Man for Robert Downey Jr.'s comeback, but Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and Zodiac were really what started him on the path to making good movies again. And then Jake Gyllenhaal, man, like I want to say all the way back to End of Watch, Jake Gyllenhaal hasn't made a bad movie, and I'll talk about that more. I'll talk about that more if I get to review Nightcrawler. But he got some other gems in his filmography, and this is one of the shining gems, man. Top 3. Um, Honestly, man, like I have on 3 through 1 for a reason, but for different reasons. 3 through 1 could all be interspliced and swapped out. You know what I mean? At number 3, I got Gone Girl. It inspired this list. It came out this month. It's his most recent movie. It's based on a book, and I'm pretty sure that it's a pretty accurate book to screen adaptation. Cause whatever flaws I read critics had with Gone Girl, they said were in the book too. So David Fincher, like to a T, brought this book to life. Um, like I said in my review for Gone Girl, man, one of Ben Affleck's best performances that he didn't direct. Rosamund Pike stole this movie. Tyler Perry was good. Neil Patrick Harris was good. The girls that played the cop and Ben Affleck's sister. Um, once I thought I knew what was happening in this movie, it completely flipped itself, and just some brand new shit was happening. I want to say that over time, Gone Girl will be as much loved a David Fincher movie as Seven, and I haven't talked about Seven yet. Think about that shit. Trent Reznor did the score on this again. Um, I can't even. I'm talking about the director. And I'm gonna talk about the director more after the list because I haven't talked about him that much throughout the movies, man. At number 2, I might get some flack, but my opinion, I want y'all to comment and leave y'all list. At number 2, I got Fight Club. Um, Fight Club is so dope. You got Edward Norton, and his life is going down the motherfucking toilet fast. He hates his job. He hates life in general. He spends money to make himself feel better, and then he goes away on a business trip. I mean, Fight Club is 15 years old, so I'm gonna be a little more spoilerish with it. And if you haven't seen Fight Club, man, stop watching this video. Um, but he goes on a business trip. He meets Tyler Durden. Tyler Durden make everybody want to make soap. Um, and Tyler Durden they connect over beating each other's ass basically, and then the Fight Club evolves into some other shit as the club grows. Actually, I'm gonna cut myself off right there because I'm breaking a rule about Fight Club. So my number 1 favorite David Fincher movie, of course, I said I'm not talking about Alien 3, so that only leaves Seven. Um, Seven is perfect, man. Seven is perfect. You you got Morgan Freeman, who is more or less of a Danny Glover cop. He got a week left and then he's retiring. Brad Pitt gets transferred. He's married to Gwyneth Paltrow, and then these serial killings start happening based on the 7 deadly sins. This is just like I said about the girl with the dragon tattoo. This is a dirty movie. This is a grimy movie. This is a you don't feel good after you watch this shit movie. Um, and what makes Fight Club really, really dope is David Fincher. I want to say New Line. New Line told David Fincher to change the ending, or the writers, or whoever. And then, I don't know, Fincher himself, Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt, and John Doe, maybe, I don't know if he was involved in this shit, went to the studio and was like, if y'all change the ending, we're not going to film this shit. So they kept the ending. And once again, if you haven't seen Seven, don't watch this video. Um, like, it's perfectly shot. It's raining like every single day to make your ass feel like dreary and shit like that. Just another good ass movie, and in my opinion, David Fincher best movie. But like I said, um, Gone Girl, Fight Club, and then Seven could all be switched out. Like one day, Gone Girl could be my favorite. Another day, Fight Club could be my favorite. But right now, Seven is my favorite. Um, it showed you that Brad Pitt could hold his own. That he was a great actor. We already knew this from Morgan Freeman, and then I'm by now everybody has to know what was in the box. But now the direction, man, just the direction for all these movies. David Fincher is a perfectionist. He gonna make an actor retake and retake and retake and retake until it's perfect. And I'm piggybacking off what I heard Chris Stuckman say, but he said that David Fincher said if the movie sucks, it's on him. So I mean, you got to give David Fincher mad props for being a perfectionist, because he hasn't made bad movies because of the dedication that he has to his craft. So I'm not gonna leave y'all hanging for my November movie talk, man. I've been wanting to do movie talking on this actor for forever, and now he's finally coming out with a new movie, Mr. James Eugene Carey. Dumb and Dumber 2 comes out November 12th. Check out that video next month. See if Dumb and Dumber 2 made the list. He got so much heat. And don't be surprised if all 10 of my favorite Jim Carrey movies are all comedies. The Batman head that I am might even sneak Batman Forever in that motherfucker. It's my opinion, man. It's my video. Comment, rank all 9 of David Fincher movies if you want. If not, just drop a top 5. Drop your favorite overall. It doesn't matter to me, man. Just 'cause I appreciate the interaction. Check me out on the various social media platforms, and peace.